Alright, welcome to my channel. This is Lock Chuck. What I'm working on today is a West 916 dimple lock. It is 2 opposing rows of 6. I did attempt to video this earlier and had a little. I stopped videoing because I wasn't getting anywhere, and of course, as soon as the camera goes off, I got it unlocked. However, I turned it too far and ended up messing up some of the springs before realizing what I had done. So what I had to do was take my D9, my gold D9, and kind of use the springs out of it to get this back functioning. So it does work. The springs are very close, if not identical. What I'm going to be using today for tensioning, I made this kind of a homemade Z-bar out of some stainless steel plate that I found. So do bottom of keyway, get this in there. All right, and I'll just be using some multi-pick left and right flags, and just go in and kind of light. I say light to moderate tension, and just kind of click through. What I have actually found, I like kind of light tension so far. The time I did get it open, it's a fairly light tension. I will say that even though there's mushrooms in this, I'll say that it doesn't really give counter rotation per se. It will, but I think it's more me causing the counter rotation than it is the lock actually counter rotating. So to me, if I'm getting counter rotation, I'm over trying to overset the pins. So just going through each side. If I don't feel like I'm setting with one pick, I'll switch to the other pick. Just gives me a little bit more push on a couple pins in that direction. But right there I got counter rotation, but I think it was more or less almost overset the pin. So I'm gonna ease up and let it. There we go. Yep, I overset it just a hair. So there we have an open. Can't turn it very much, but as you can see, I do have an open. So I'm going to lock it back before I mess up again. All right, and let's get this. All right. So I have already loosened all the screws pretty much, so let me dump those two springs out. So what I'd like to do, easiest way I've found is to take a tension wrench that's just a little bit smaller than the spring cover, place over it. That'll help prevent springs from deciding to launch across the room, and then start pulling the cover back, and hopefully you can keep it in place. Once you get it started, then I can take a pair of pliers and just pull that out while holding that pressure on top, and then gently let them all up and come out. And they tend to like this. Everything I have seems to be getting magnetized, but we'll pull springs out and try to put them in here. So, where did my pick go? There it is. Looking at the core, there appears to be some counter milling right there on the edge. Maybe you can hear that little click. And that's on each one of them. And on the other side, you can hear it kind of on each one of them. And the cylinders, I don't see anything on the cylinders. The cylinders feel all smooth throughout, which that one's the ball bearing one. So I don't feel anything on those. On the housing that would make a difference, but let's see. So what you can, this is, let's see which side of this. Left side, I think if you're facing the lock, the opening. So that was, it was a standard driver. There was a number 2 was a mushroom, 3 was a mushroom, 4 was a mushroom, 5 was a standard, and 6 was a mushroom. Somebody told me it was 6 and 6, and that's what this one is. It is a 6 and 6. There's 4 on this side. Give you a better close-up of those, maybe. Hopefully that focuses. So that's the left side if you're facing the lock. And then here's the right side. This one, there's a mushroom there and a mushroom here, and the rest were standard. But I think these are the longer pins, I think, have a trap if you overset them, an overset trap. So, and then you can tell which ones are short pins because they have these extra long drivers. I guess it, so that way you don't, if you use these drivers there, you get in a situation where you can actually, that'll be below the shear line, so you have to use these extra long on the max lifts. So, and there's the spring for that ball bearing. But anyway, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but that is a regular, that's the one out of this lot, but there's the one out of a D9, and there's a D9 spring. They're real close, a little bit different, but I did have to replace the pins or springs that I messed up. But anyway, so that was the West 916. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Till the next one. Y'all have a good one.